When I always said I wanted a Negan spinoff, this isn't exactly what I was talking about. I was hoping for a Rise of the Saviors type of show for season 1, and then season 2 can pick up where Negan goes off on his own in the current timeline and starts over from the Commonwealth storyline. I guess we are getting a partial piece of that with the Negan spinoff coming in 2023 titled Isle of the Dead that will include Maggie as well. Now, since Maggie's return, I have not been the biggest fan of how she is now, but I am a huge fan of Negan, so I'm being pulled in two different directions on exactly how I feel about this new spin-off show. The fact that Maggie, from what we see, is having some issues with the Commonwealth, again, this takes away from that potential because we know that she will completely be fine, but I can understand what they are doing here with this new spin-off. We have seen a little bit of a departure from Negan from the main show, and it now makes sense what little we have seen from him as of late, and this will probably tell a little more of that story after. Now, the spinoff will be set in New York, so we're getting a new location for the series, but here is my assumption of what the series could possibly look like for season 1, if it is a multiple season show. We do know the Walking Dead producers and showrunners do like to let us know when it is a miniseries like they did with The Walking Dead World Beyond, but as of now, nothing has been said for this show. Now, this is just speculation at this point because we know little to nothing about this new spinoff. But from my opinion, Negan will set off on his own adventure, trying to start over, and decides to head to New York. If this is his first choice of destination, we will see, but this is where he ends up going. Maggie fails Hilltop, and she has her people join the Commonwealth. Now, at this point, her trying to rebuild Hilltop is very, very difficult, especially after the Whisperer War. So she finally realizes it's better for her people to join the Commonwealth, but she decides not to. Now, whether she is completely banned from joining the Commonwealth or not, we will have to wait to see in this final season of the main show. She decides to head out with little Herschel to find something new and happens to run into a familiar face, but probably not one she actually really wanted to run into. Maggie and Negan realize that in order for them to survive, they finally have to put their differences aside, especially for the safety of little Herschel. Now, really the only other one I could see going with Maggie would be Elijah, and more than likely he will. I could see them keeping him with her for the spin-off show, just because they are such close friends in this series, and it makes sense for him to go with her as well. They have this sort of brother-sister bond, and I don't see him going with the Commonwealth and letting her go out on her own, especially without him being there to protect her. Now, possibly Maggie or Elijah, or maybe even Negan knows of a place that she has heard of, or they have heard of, and that's where they decide to go. Now, two of the biggest questions I have for this series are we going to see more of the CRM, especially with them more than likely leaving behind the Commonwealth? And more importantly, will we finally see these fast, aggressive walkers that we saw in The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 2 finale end credit scene? I knew when they released this teaser that they had to be brewing up something for these new walkers, and I didn't really feel like it was just going to be Tales of the Walking Dead. I knew they had to have something else in store, and hopefully this spin-off series will include those walkers. It really would have been pointless to even have the new aspect of the fast walkers if they weren't planning on a new direction for the Walking Dead franchise. Now, at this point, with the main show ending, that still leaves us with a lot of Walking Dead storylines for years to come. We still have Fear the Walking Dead, which I can see going for a few more seasons. Tales of the Walking Dead coming really, really soon. The planned Daryl and Carol spinoff, and now the new Maggie and Negan spinoff. Plus, somewhere in there, we do have the Rick movies that, honestly, who knows when these will actually ever come out. It might be worth it for them just to do a season thing with Rick and let that end the story of Rick Grimes, just like a one-season spin-off show. That makes a lot more sense than them trying to do these 3 movies that they have planned and we have heard nothing about. But we shall see what comes out on those movies, hopefully soon. Now, I will be honest, this new Maggie and Negan show got me completely off guard today, and I had to make a video about it. Like I said, I was hoping for a Negan spinoff, but throwing Maggie in there makes this a completely different show than I was expecting it to be. Tell me what you think of the new Maggie and Negan spinoff show down below. Tell me your thoughts and ideas of possible storylines, and I will talk to you all in that next video.